Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. Today, we're going to be talking about the topic say less. Now, we know what say less means. Say less is a phrase that conveys understanding, agreement, or enthusiastic support without needing a further explanation. Okay? So, what are some of the things that we need to say less about? This is what we're going to talk about today. I wanted to do this topic because a lot of times it's our relatives, it's our friends, it's a job, romantic partner, it's somebody in our life that feels that they need an explanation from us why we are doing X, Y, and Z. And you don't have to, say less and we're going to do more. So, we're going to talk about all of those things. So, the first thing that we should be saying less about is our what we have going on in our mind. Not everybody should be privy to our personal thoughts. Everybody has something about them, some great ideas, some great things to focus on. They're given certain talents and give certain blessings and gifts. Everybody is downloaded with something amazing, no matter what it is. Some people are just talented at singing or art or some sort of artistic expression or something, but everybody has a certain gift. And I wanted to say this to everybody, or to somebody who needs to hear it on today. Say less about what you're doing. And for me, it means walking in silence. So whether it's your friend or it's your family member, say less. Even when somebody wants to know your personal business and they will ask you, why is this? Why is that? What are you doing now? Some people feel that they are entitled, very entitled, because they are your relative or your friend or your romantic partner or whoever they are in your life. Some people feel that they are entitled to know your business, and this is a time where you need to say less. Not everybody who is in our life deserves to know our business. They don't deserve to know what we're going through. Nobody deserves to know what is going on in your mind, what things that you are doing. It's up to us. We are all adults. We all have to make the choice to say, this person deserves to know and this person doesn't. And it doesn't mean that you don't love people, but not everybody is going to be supportive or understanding of your goals and what you want and what you need in your life. Don't give up on your goals and your dreams. And I'm speaking this from my soul, okay? Don't give up on your dreams and your goals because your friends, your family, your romantic partner, whoever in your life doesn't believe in your dreams. And I'm saying that because I went through a long period of time where I wanted to do something in my life, but I was getting discouraged by my family. You're discouraged by people on the job. Hi, Prado. How are you? Welcome. I was discouraged by so many people in my life, and you will be discouraged by people. They'll tell you to not do something, and you know why they'll tell you not to do it? Because they don't have the courage to do it. So many people, they want to discourage you from your goals and your dreams because they don't have the courage to do it. They don't have the courage to live their life out loud. They may say, I want to do something, but they don't have the courage inside. Do you have the courage inside to say less and show by your actions what you're doing, but you don't have to tell anybody what you're doing? Hi, your favorite Pookie. How are you? Welcome. That's one of the things that we have to learn as adults. Just because a person is your relative, your partner, your friend, your whoever, you don't have to tell anybody anything that you don't want to tell. See, that's up to us. And point number 2 that I want to bring out about saying less is not everybody has our best interests at heart. No matter what people say, people love to say they love us. They're here for us. They would do anything for us. But actually, people will love you as long as they can use you, as long as they can know your business, as long as you are on the same level as them. But anytime that you start to level up and to be a better woman or to be a better man, now here comes the negativity. Here comes the doubt. But all it is that people can only give you what they possess. Sometimes people do not know how to support you because they don't know how to support themselves. So until they learn how to support themselves, until they learn how to love themselves, they cannot love you. So for me, a part of my loving myself is learning to say less. And even though we get excited about things in our life, things that we're working on, our goals, our plans, our dreams, our aspirations, our talents, some people, by telling them, it's just going to anger you. Not everybody that we want to be on our side actually is. Sometimes people are schemers, they're fakes, they're phonies, they're hypocrites. There are so many names that we could go on talking about how people are, but in general, it's up to us to love ourselves. It's up to us to maintain a positive attitude. It's up to us to say, this is what I'm going to do and I'm going for it. No matter who is on my side, no matter who supports me, I support myself. And I feel good to be at that space in my life that regardless what other people are doing, what other people are saying, what other people think, you are the one that has to validate yourself. And I know for many women and many men, we will say we love ourselves, but when it comes to the goals we have in our life, to the things that we want to do, we can say we love ourselves all day long. But if you don't have the courage to face your fears and to walk away from people who are putting toxic ideals into your head, to walk away from negativity and drama, you actually don't love yourself enough. And I will say that coming from that space, I felt like I loved myself until I went through something in my life where I needed support from other people and then I didn't get it. So that was a really major life lesson for me. I had to learn to stop telling people what I needed, and I had to learn to be that for myself. So, this is a very important part about saying less in our life. We have to be what we talk about. Don't just say whatever. Back up what you say. If you really want to do something, then go for it. If other people say whatever and it won't work and that's stupid, let people be entitled to their own opinions. Remember, what other people think about you is none of your business. That's something that I had to learn, and it took me a long time for actually to get from my head to my heart to actually believe that with full confidence. No matter what other people think about me, no matter who supports me, I had to learn to support and love myself. It doesn't matter how much friends you have, how much people who are in your life that claim to love you, but when they're not showing it by the action, they're not showing it by the doing, it's irrelevant. So that's just an assignment that I have for my motivators family. If you are seeing people in your life and they're always talking about, oh, I'm here for you and I love you, test that love. Part of saying less is really going through the people that you really believe care about you. Test them, you know? Oh, call me when you need me. Try that out. Call people when you actually need something. Call people when you actually don't. You'll find out who are really your people, people who really love you. And not all the time that it's a financial thing. Sometimes all you need is some emotional support, somebody to talk you down off of a ledge. Everybody has those days where you just need some support and you feel so discouraged when you're going through something. Everybody needs support. But sometimes we don't get it from the people we want it from. Say your parents, siblings, relatives, friends, romantic partner, whoever in our life. We kind of have expectations of what people should do and be for us, and when they're not, is very discouraging and very disappointing. But we have to learn to be what we need, and that's all a part of friendship with yourself. And I hope that each and every one of my motivators family, you're each working on having a friendship with yourself. Now, I'm going to say this. It's not just as easy as saying I love myself and then that's the end. Loving yourself is a journey through your whole life. Is as you get older, as you learn things, is being patient with yourself. It's maturing. It's having personal accountability, but it's also learning that sometimes we outgrow people. Sometimes we thought people were good for us, but they weren't. When you face it, it really stabs you in the heart. It hurts a lot when we feel that somebody cares for us and then you find out that they really don't. Sometimes people are only there because they're an opportunist, they're a user, and people will only stay around as long as they can use you, and then they will leave. Hey, Jill. I'm going to add you as a mod. Welcome in, Jill. How was your day? Thank you so much for being here. So, this is a message that was really resonating with me, and I wanted to bring this to the Motivators family and say this. Not everybody who smiles in your face actually cares about you. Not everybody who tells you they care for you actually does. Some people are only there so that they can get some information for you. Some people just say they love you so that they can get close to you, close enough to find out your private business so that they can spread it to other people. Other people are only in your life to be able to get something from you, and then when they get it, they move along. Other people are only in your life just because of whatever reason. Maybe you're smart, maybe you have certain connections, and by being close to you, they're riding on your coattails to your success. And that's a real thing. That's something that I never wanted to believe. I think because I'm just generally just a kind-hearted person, and I give and I give and I give to people, but we have to learn that kindness has limits. Okay. Yes, I had a wonderful day, Jill. Thank you so much. So that's one of the things that I had to learn. Kindness has limits. You don't sit and let people run over you and just say, oh, that like it's okay because that's my mama, my dad, my relative, that's my significant other, that's my this person or that person. Just because a person has a title in your life, it does not mean that they are entitled to treat you disrespectfully, to not show up for you, to not be supportive. It does not give people a license because they have been in your life for this period of time that it makes it okay. It does not make it okay for people to take you for granted, for people to mistreat you and to be unkind to you. No, no, no. Okay? We're not doing that. So, one of the lessons that I wanted to say is don't. It's one of those things. Go by how you feel. I know sometimes I do talk about not just staying in your feelings all the time, because sometimes it's very important for us to be making a logical decision, making a decision that is with our mind and not by our emotions, because big decisions in our life is not something to just say, oh, it feels good. Not everything that we're thinking about is good for us. Okay? Not everybody in our life is good for us. Unfortunately, sometimes the people that we've known for a very long period of time, they're toxic, they're judgmental, they're jealous, they're users. Sometimes I will even say they're evil. If they had an opportunity to take you out, they would. That's sad. Okay. Um, Jill says, you are speaking the truth. People will use and abuse you as long as you let them. Listen, Jill. Listen, chat. Um, I went through something recently where I had to find that out for myself, because it's something that when you really love somebody, I don't know who this message is for, but when you really love somebody from deep within, you can never believe that they would do or say something or treat you this way. It's like you don't want to believe it, but you have to believe it. You have to believe who people are. I think it's Maya Angelou said, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them, and believe them the first time. Okay? Don't keep letting people run over you, take advantage of you, backstab you, until you are a shell of a human being. Don't. Please learn from me. Learn from me, because I was one of those persons who was a yes person, felt like, oh, this is my family, or this is my romantic partner, or this is this person in my life, this is my friend. But in actuality, you are the friend. You are the loved one. They don't love you. They're using you for whatever. Okay? So I just wanted to say this message to say to my motivators family, wake up and pay attention. Wake up and pay attention to how you feel. Okay? Thank you, Jill. Get settled. Hey, Esad, how are you doing? Happy Tuesday. Welcome in to all my motivators family. I hope everybody had a great day and you're doing well. So I wanted to say this next. In talking about saying less, be careful about sharing some great opportunities, like whatever it is. You have an opportunity for a new job. You have an opportunity to go back to school. Maybe start a business. Maybe do some collaborations. Hey, Wellness, how are you? Welcome. You have an opportunity to do X, Y, and Z. Be careful about sharing those things, especially in the beginning stage. Be very careful about who you share with the personal and private things in your life, okay? Because some people, they don't deserve to have that information, to have that knowledge, to know certain things about you, okay? If you all haven't already, please hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. Wellness says, doing well, just working. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for spending some time with me. I just wanted to say this to everybody. In saying less to others, whether it's your friend, your family member, your romantic partner, your whoever, in saying less to them, it gives us time to come to a space. Is this really what I want? Sometimes when we're talking to other people, it may not really even be what we want to do. It may not even be what we like. So think about that. Before you open up your mouth and you tell others, make sure this is something that you're sure about. Make sure it's something that is working. Because I know for myself, I've said something to somebody, what I'm going to do, and then it falls through. And then you will find out who are the people who are very negative and nasty. And then they'll throw it in your face. I told you it wasn't going to work out. And then that hurts, right? I don't know how many of the fam has been there. But when you go through something and it falls through, something doesn't work out, whatever that is, a business deal, a romantic relationship, whatever. You wanted it to work out and it didn't. Hey, Famous, how are you? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. When you want something to work out sometimes so badly, but it doesn't, and then they throw it in your face. I told you it wouldn't work. So be careful about people. I wanted to say this. Say less to people when you're down, when you're discouraged, when things have fallen through, when you're heartbroken and they show you evilness, lack of support, attitude, anger, throw things in your face. When people show you who they are, believe them, and believe them the first time. Have you ever noticed that when something happens between you and somebody else and then they say something and it seems to be out of the blue? No, they have been wanting to tell you that for a long time. Listen, they have been wanting to say something to you. You've been gone on their nerves about whatever it was, and now it's just enough. Okay, now I'm mad at you. It will come out, you know? It always comes out. You always find, you're like, what? It has nothing to do with what we were doing or talking about. They will always show who they are when they are upset. So pay attention. I always say that. I always find out how a person really is when they're angry. Okay? It shows how mature a person is. It shows really if a person really supports you, or if they're going to abandon you and leave you flat on your face, okay? Or stab you in the back, okay? We find out who people are, and that's why I want to say less. Because if you were just so kind and sweet and open, and you've given people so much personal and private things about you, now you've given them some ammunition to go and air your dirty laundry, air the personal, the private, the secretive things about you. And that's something that I want you all to learn from me. You know, when I go through things in my life, I don't just go through it and then I hide it and conceal it. I remember when I was in a relationship and I told something very personal and private to the person. Then when the relationship did not pan out, my business was all over the streets, to their family, to some people that I knew of as friends. So, pay attention to those things, okay? If a person, when you're going through something and they show you maturity, that's a person that you can deal with, because every relationship is going to have its highs and lows. No relationship is perfect, no matter what. Friend, romantic, your relatives, there's going to be some times where everybody gets on everybody's nerves, but it's what a person does when they are upset with you. What do they do? Will they backstab you? Do they air your dirty laundry? Do they tell other people, oh, I told you they were no good. I told you that wouldn't work out. Say less, okay? Say less. Yes, famous. Say less, absolutely. And we have to. We have to learn to say less. And it's not because we want to be secretive or hold things back, but it is important as mature adults, mature men and women, that we learn who can I trust and who should I be closed, tight-lipped, sealed, throw that key away. Not everybody that we know of, we talk to, doesn't mean that we can trust, okay? Hi, Eunice. How are you? Welcome. All is well over here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And everybody here, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope everybody had an awesome Tuesday. So let's get back to saying some of these points. Okay, so what are some of the things in your life that you feel that a lot of people need to say less about? And for me, I feel people need to say less on social media. Now, I know social media is for entertainment. It's for different things. People use social media for different things, but I tend to use social media for information, for elevation, to learn. It's a healing for me, to talk about positive, motivating, encouraging things, to spread awareness and to talk about important topics. That's what I use my platform to enlighten others, but everybody is different. And I want to say to be careful about social media, whether you are a content creator or if you are a supporter. You don't have to be a content creator to be careful about social media, okay? Because sometimes the things that you put on social media can hurt you years later, okay? It could stop you from getting a job. It can stop you from certain things that maybe somebody who may have been interested in you and they see something you posted or something you did, and that can be it. They can be offended and walk away. So I just wanted to put that out there and to say this too. Be careful. Miss Eunice says, I just talked to a friend about this the past weekend about that. You can't talk to everyone about everything, and you can't. And you shouldn't. One thing that's hard for us to accept as adults, we feel that just because people are in our face or in our circle or we've known them for a long time or we're related by blood. Notice I said relative, not family, because for me, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, family is not just because we are blood related. For me, family is the people who support me and pour into me. That's what makes them my family, okay? You don't just get that title just because you were born with the same bloodline, the same DNA. No, it doesn't work that way. At least not for me. So let's go on to the next point. Okay. Another term for say less is stop talking. Okay. Sometimes we are saying too much. Okay. We're saying too much to other people about our romantic relationship. Okay. So I just wanted to put that warning out there. Of course, you know, Marlene is not going to be in your business and tell you how to run your business. All I do over here, I do some coaching and I say this. Be careful about what you talk about your romantic relationships. Be careful. You know, sometimes you could have a argument with your romantic person and you're blowing off steam and you're angry, and then next thing you go online, I've seen people go online, blast the person, and then it was a misunderstanding, it was a poor communication, or it wasn't what they thought it was. They jumped to a conclusion, it was an assumption, or it just looked a certain way, but it was nothing like that. And you can't take it back. Even if you delete it, people take screenshots, okay? It's still there, okay? Even if you delete it, you don't know who saw it, you don't know who it impacted. And I will say this, to be careful about airing not just romantic partners, but dealing putting your relatives' personal business out there, okay? Be careful about that. I always like to ask myself, would I want this to be said about me and air it to how many hundreds, thousands of people out there? I wouldn't. Hey, James Money, how are you? Welcome. Eunice says, yes, that is so true. Some people don't realize that what you do and say on social media can follow you in all areas of your life. All areas. It can, one thing that a lot of times, now, y'all don't come for me. Don't be upset with Marlene, but I'm just being honest. You have to be careful about what you show about your children. And I know that sometimes people think, oh, it's cute to show that your child did this on social media. But be careful, because would you want the mistake you made as a child, something you did, and have other people laugh at you, shown hundreds, if not thousands of times, seen by people? Think about those things before you put it out there. So just a little warning. And for me, another reason why I think we should say less is we don't know who is on the other side of that avatar. You know, whether if a person is not a content creator, because there's trolls, there's what is the other one called? trolls and um I can't think of the other term, but basically people who like to start mess. They get really messy, and they say things about you and all of those things. So it's difficult. So just a warning to be careful on social media. Be careful who you hang around. Be careful who you trust. Be careful about putting out your personal and private business, like your where you work. um certain things should remain private. Where your kids go to school, where you work, where you live, is showing your home. Certain things, you know showing your children's body. I have to say this: there are predators out there. People could live in this bubble and feel, oh no, it's innocent, but you don't know who is behind the avatar being a creep. Okay. Eunice says some people use social media for friendship and therapy. Yes, I understand that part. I understand that part. I use my social media for therapy. Mine is part therapy, part knowledge, part enlightenment, part storytelling. Because I think it's important to share your stories, to share the things that you have gone through and the things that you have been through, because that's how we help others. And I get it, not everybody is open like I am open to share things, but I'm still, even with that, I'm very selective. Even in wanting to share things and teach people and be positive, there's certain things that I will never talk about, ever. I would never ever talk about certain things, about personal and private things and issues that I have going on, because not only do I respect myself, I respect others. And we have to think about those things for content creators. Think about how you would feel if you heard your sibling or your parent or your friend or somebody sharing your personal or private business. Jill says, I don't think this app is for therapy and looking for friendships. I think that people are here to be messy. Yeah, some people are here to be messy, start things, because, people only come on this app revealing more of who they are. And of course, it's going to be those angry, those negative, those judgmental, those jealous people, immature, controlling. They're everywhere. And that's why the block button exists. That's why there's a hiding people. There's a lot of things that we can do, but at the same time, I don't believe in putting out there saying, I don't like this person. That's just me. I'm not telling anybody what to do on their own social media. But as far as Marlene Motivates, on any of my platforms, you're never going to hear Marlene talking about, I don't like X, Y, and Z person, because Marlene isn't perfect. Marlene has made mistakes. Marlene has done a lot of things too. So you're not going to find over here. Marlene, I'm a life coach, I'm a motivator, and I have changed my life. And I'm grateful for that. Every day I wake up and I look at myself and I think about how proud I am of myself. Because from the time I started my social media, being on this app, I'm a completely different person. I've grown as a woman. I've grown in emotional intelligence. I've grown in maturity. I've I've grown in accountability, and I'm proud of that. And to anybody out there, all my ladies, all the gentlemen that are accountable for themselves, I like to draw, I'm trying to draw those people into my algorithm. People who are know they're not perfect, people who have made mistakes, but they're working on themselves, you know. They're not sitting and complaining their whole life through about what their mama and auntie and this person did, and ex did, and this person did. No, they're assuming, what did I do? What did I do wrong? And how can I improve? And how can I not repeat the cycle? See, that's where I am in my life right now. Yeah, at a certain period of time, I made mistakes or I chose people who didn't know who they are because some people conceal their character. And that's another reason why we should say less to people, because there's a lot of people who conceal, they wear these masks, they talk a good talk, they get you to trust them. Hmm. And all the time, they do not like you. All the time, they're waiting to backstab you. Some people are just waiting for an opportunity to spray your business, to mistreat you, to get you to trust them for some reason or another. So that's why I'm trying to warn the Motivators family, say less, especially on social media, especially. Okay. Eunice says, yes, there's something that are just private and it's not for public consumption. Yeah. For me, one of the things that is for private, for me, will always be a romantic relationship. Yeah, you could talk about things that happen in a romantic relationship, but as far as saying this person does X, Y, and Z, that's not from Marlene. I think it's very important when you're in a romantic relationship for you to keep certain things between you and the person that you're with. You know, keep your own business between the two of you. Communicate and talk about things until you get to the space where it either gets better or you make a decision to go your separate ways. Okay. Jill says, you definitely have to be careful what you share on social media. You definitely have to be careful. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I wanted to say. So here is another point about saying less. Say less because you don't know who is going to try to break you from your blessing. See, I want to talk to somebody. I want to get really close so you guys can hear me, understand, comprehend. So I hope you guys are listening. There are some people right now in your life, you know them, and they're going to try to stop you from your blessings. They're going to try to tell you, don't do this or don't do that, or this won't work, because they don't have the courage to do it. They don't want to do it. They're jealous of you. They're intimidated by your gifts. They're intimidated by your strength and resiliency. And, and you have to leave those people alone, okay? Stay away from people who are not helping you to grow. You know, that's something that is very important. I'm at that stage and age in my life where if somebody is not helping me to grow, if somebody is not supporting me, if somebody is not feeding me in many aspects, feeding my spirit, feeding my soul, you know, having a spiritual connection. If we're not like, they're not holding me accountable, like, Marlene, what you doing? You know, you're better than that. If I don't have people like that in my life, you got to go. If somebody is not helping you to achieve some personal growth, like one of the best friends that I have, they're like, girl, what are you doing? See, and I appreciate that, because a real friend is not going to be like fake and phony to you and just tell you the things that you want to hear. They're going to tell you the things that you need to hear. Need. And sometimes somebody needs to bop you upside your head, or somebody needs to tell you that wasn't right. You shouldn't have done that. See, those are the people you need in your life that will hold you accountable, that will tell you you deserve more than that. Why are you settling? See? But when you have the people in your life that they just want to tell you all the things that you want to hear, like you're being lazy, you're not using your gifts, you've stayed in the comfort zone too long, and they're okay with that. I have to cut cords and cut ties with people that are not helping me to elevate and grow. And also, everybody that I associate with, they are growing too. You know, they're learning, they're getting healthier, they're taking care of themselves, they're forming healthier relationships with everybody in their life. I can't be around people who are toxic and keep toxic people in their life just to say that's my husband or that's my wife or that's my sister or mom or this person or that person. If you have people in your life and they are toxic, it doesn't matter who they are. Because if they're toxic, that toxicity is going to seep into you eventually. You know, association, who you associate with will prove who you are. And if you're around lazy people, if you're around people who have a negative mindset, if you're around people who are jealous, if you're around people that all they want to do is have fun and they're not thinking about the future and planning and having goals and thinking about retirement or having a business and funding their Roth IRA, that's why I have so many different people in my life, because I don't want to have people who are just at my level. I want to have people who know more than me, who have said, I'm doing this and teaching me about funding a Roth IRA and stocks and bonds and doing certain things with their life and checking on their certain levels as we age. When's the last time? When did you get your mammogram? Did you get your prostate checked? Did you get this? Have you checked for this? When's the last time you got your teeth cleaned and fixed this? See, I'm not saying this just for me, and I'm not trying to be mean or nasty or tell people what to do with their life, but sometimes we get so busy adulting, working, but also we need to pull back sometimes and, okay, how am I actually? When's the last time you went to the doctor? When's the last time you went on a vacation? When's the last time you did this? When's the last time you talked to your auntie? See, I need people in my life that will be like, how come? When's the last time you talked to your brother? And I can't have people in my life that will feel like it's okay to treat people disrespectfully. I can't have people like that in my life. People who will like cuss out their family, cuss out their friends. No. Can't have people like that in my life. If people are not accountable, if people are not trustworthy, if people are not loyal, if people are disrespectful, you can't ever come back. You can't ever, when I say ever, I mean ever come back. And I mean that. When someone breaks trust with me, it's a complete break. You can't ever come back. Okay? And I mean that. Jill says, right, you have to be around folks who are about elevating and don't mind encouraging others. Exactly, Jill. That's what I'm saying. And it hurts sometimes. It hurts a lot when you have cousins or siblings or parents or friends, or even sometimes it could be your spouse, it could be boyfriend, it could be a girlfriend, it could be a friend. And we know that they're not good for us. We know they're not pouring into us. We know that they are toxic, but we keep them in our life. Why? For me, being honest, we feel sometimes that we're holding on to them. One day they'll change. One day they'll respect me. One day they'll appreciate what they have. No, no, no. If they have not appreciated you all along, they never will. If they have never supported you, they never will. For me, I learned pulling away from people, removing people from my life, it gives them an opportunity to miss you. It gives them the opportunity to say, I messed up. If we keep allowing people to ghost us and disrespect us and not be there and to do all these things to us, we're showing them that we don't think good about ourselves. We're showing them it's okay for you to run over me. It's okay for you to disrespect me. It's okay because I don't love myself. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow. And I was in that space too. That's, I wasn't showing people how to treat me in the best way Because when we allow people to stay in our life, when we allow people to disrespect us, when we allow people to not show up for us, when people don't communicate how we need them to communicate, and we've talked about it, and they are not willing to make changes, we have to cut those people off. And that's how you give people an opportunity to grow. If you allow people to treat you any type of way, and they just say, well, I don't know how to do that. I'm not a kind person. I'm not a loving person. I'm not an affectionate person. Well, I am. Just because they don't want to do it, it doesn't mean you should accept less. And I'm at the stage of my life where I refuse. When I say refuse, I refuse to get less than I deserve. I refuse. I refuse to get lack of support. I refuse to get poor communication. I refuse to not be supported financially. I refuse. Okay? I refuse to not be told that I'm valued, I'm important, I'm worthy, I can do great things, because I know I'm that type of friend. I know I'm that type of woman. So I deserve to get that back, because that's what I give to other people. And sometimes we are afraid. Let me just say, I was afraid to say, I have to let you go because I love myself. I have to let you go because when we hold on to toxic energy, toxic people, negative mindset, lack of focus, or you have people in your life and they don't know what they're doing, they don't know what they're going, they're not focused. You cannot follow somebody that doesn't even know where they're going. I need people who in my life that are leaders, that know what they want, and then they prove it. For me, it's not enough to just say, I can do this, I can do this, I can do, but then they're not proving it. So I want to say that to all of you. Don't expect less. Set your standards. And sometimes people will start lowering the bar because it's our relative and feel like walking on eggshells. I don't know how to tell them. And inside, I'm not getting support. I'm not getting loved. I'm not being supported financially, emotionally, spiritually, on and on and on it goes. But you keep accepting it. You stay with that person. And when we do that, we are showing them it's okay for you to run over me, for you to run through me. It's okay for you to disrespect me. Do not let people disrespect you. That's why I said say less. People will understand, because when I get to the point where I'm full, I'm over somebody, and when I block you, when I hit that block button, you will never be unblocked. Never. I don't care who it is. If I've talked to a person, or if a person's actions have shown that I can't trust you, I'm done. And that's permanent. Go about your business, sir or ma'am. Go about your business. Enjoy your life. Jill says, that's me too. Eunice says, that's right. Once you get to a certain place in your life, you just don't accept anything. You don't settle. And I want to say that to all of you. Don't settle for anything. And you're never too old for you to go after your dreams. You're never too old. You're never too young. You've never made too many mistakes. We've all done it. We've all made mistakes. We've all fallen down. We've all hurt people. But it's about not letting the noise from outside. Okay? And I want to say this about saying less before I end today's topic. Don't go by society's judgments of what somebody that looks like you should be. You have to form who do I say I am? Who do I say I am? Who does God say that I am? You have to know yourself. You have to be focused. You have to know what you want. You have to believe in yourself. So I want to say that to anybody now who has felt like, whether it's a new start, a new beginning, or you've been going through something for a long time, give yourself permission to cut off negativity, to cut off using people, to cut off drama, to cut off the people that you know their energy is off, they're negative, they're evil, they're everything that you don't need. Do not settle. The moment you settle is what you really want. You're stopping yourself from having everything that you deserve, everything that you need. And don't let society tell you who you are. You can have and be what you want. Don't let anybody tell you you can't start again, get a new job, have a new life. You can go and lose everything. You can lose all people in your life because they're no good. Sometimes, honestly, you do have to start all over again and start a whole new life because certain people just don't deserve to be in your life. So it's okay. Start again. Okay. And I feel like it's perfect to have this topic about say less before the beginning of this year, because I know people, when it gets to be January, people are like, ooh, new me, new start, new life, new beginnings. Yeah. Yeah, all of that is nice. New beginnings. And I want a new beginning for you, anybody, for myself. And one of the things that I love to say to myself, I give you the permission to be anything that you need to be. I give you the permission to start over again. Give you the permission to be fantastic. I give you the permission to believe in yourself, even when others don't. See, it has to come from inside of you. Until you learn to love yourself, until you actually believe in you and tell yourself, I can do this, you won't until you actually want to. And also, you have to get sick and tired of people's foolishness. Okay? Get sick and tired. You don't have to take it. It's enough. It's over and it's done with. Okay? It's over and done with. But, until we make a decision to say, I've had it, I've had enough, I'm done with them, you'll keep accepting it. So don't accept people's negative and bad behaviors when you don't have to. You don't have to, okay? Jill says, Eunice Williams, my tolerance is very short. At my older short. It has always been short, but has gotten shorter the older I get. Absolutely, Miss Jill. Absolutely. Yes, and Eunice says absolutely. So I just wanted to come on and to say to everybody, fortify your mind, be encouraged, and don't ever give up. Whatever it is, whatever challenge you're facing, whatever you're going through today, whatever person that has told you you're nothing, kick them to the curb. Get rid of them. I don't care who it is, your sibling, your parent. You don't need them. Sometimes we feel that we need other people in our life and we don't. You have everything that you need inside of you to be great. You have everything inside of you, okay? Believe in yourself. Love yourself even when others don't. And I get it. It's hard sometimes. It can be scary. You're making yourself vulnerable. Sometimes you have to start, something, go out of your comfort zone. And that's facing some fears. Will it work out? And even if it doesn't, for me, I tell myself that. Challenge yourself to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Try something new. Do something that you've wanted to do, because when we step outside of our comfort zone, we allow ourselves to be better, to find out, really, can I do more, or have I been settling? And that's the question that I had to ask myself. Can I do more? Or is it the people in my life that are blocking me, blocking my blessings, blocking me from seeing things, blocking me from using my time, my energy, my resources to the best way possible? Or are the people in my life helping me, blessing me, supporting me, encouraging me? We have to find out what side we're on. And if we find that people are on the side of using us, taking advantage of us, controlling, jealousy, anger, resentment, if it's always the I need all the time, and they're never asking, what do you need? How can I help you? How can I bless you? How can I support you? How can I encourage you? If you're not getting back that energy, that time, and that support, you need to cut ties with those individuals. I don't care who they are. Could be your mama, could be your auntie. Sometimes people don't know better, but just because they don't know better, that's not a good enough excuse. Just because it's not something that's important for them, it doesn't mean that it's something that you have to accept. So I'm just giving you all the tips and the tools that have helped me. You know, one of the persons that we have to convince convince yourself, I deserve to do something great. I deserve to do something phenomenal. I deserve to believe in myself. Okay. So I just wanted to say that to you all. I hope you all had a great and amazing Tuesday. I hope that something in this live stream was informative. And I just wanted to say that to you all. If you don't want to say something, don't. If you want to keep something to yourself, then do that. It's nothing about being secretive. It's about being an adult, and you're grown, okay? So if you don't want to say something, don't. Okay? Walk in silence, minding your business. Mind yours. Remember, at the end of the day, this is your life. It's my life. So we have to do the things that is right and good for ourselves. Know your worth. Know you're deserving. Know you are somebody. You know, I always talk about that all the time to my motivators family. I want to pour that love into you. So if you're feeling empty and hollow today, fill up some of that love in your cup before you go. And I want you to say this and repeat it to me. Repeat it with me. I am worthy. I am enough. I can do all things. I can do anything I set my mind to. I believe in myself. I will challenge society's norms. I will not let my past determine my present. Okay? Remind yourself, encourage yourself, pat yourself on the back, and give yourself the permission to do what you need to do. Sometimes the things that we are not doing in our life is because other people are hindering us, holding us down like crabs in a barrel. Break free, release yourself from the prison of their confinement, okay? Let yourself go. Let yourself do what you need to do and say less. Say less, okay? We're minding our business over here, okay, Motivators family? We're minding our business. Thank you all for tuning in. Shout out to all my amazing moderators, Jill's Comfort Zone, Eunice Williams, and all my other moderators or anybody who has been in the background. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. James Money, Estad Wellness with Frugal Mama, and anybody else that I missed, and all of my new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Marlene Motivates. I am your life coach. Thank you all so much for your support. Keep your head up, and you know what we say over here. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life. I'm Marlene Motivates, your life coach. You know what to do. Live your best life. Until I see you all on the next one, have a good one. Bye, guys.